Welcome to day 11 of 100 Days VibeCoding Games. For the past 10 days, we've been making one game a day approximately for the last 10 days. Let's go ahead and make another one. And let's see. We're going to switch over to Agent Mode. You know what? Let's go to Ask Mode real quick. Let's ask it for a few ideas. Let's say, give me 10 ideas for a simple game in JavaScript. See if it gives us an idea that we haven't done yet. Okay, memory game we haven't done yet. Tic-tac-toe we haven't done yet. Whack-a-mole we haven't done yet. Snake. All right, good. Most of these we haven't done yet. Let's go with... we did Pong. Snake? Sure. Please make a snake clone in JavaScript. Right? As with most of our other days, we're doing this in Visual Studio Code, GitHub Copilot in agent mode using GPT 4.1. Sometimes we've used other environments. Sometimes we've used other agents like Claude 3.7. Looks like this is already ready. It looks like at this time it did the JavaScript in line with the HTML. So let's see. All right. Looks like it's moving way too fast, but I gotta move my cursor out of the way there. It's working. Oh. I'm going to ask it to either slow it down or, yeah. Let's see. I'm going to keep what it's done so far. And now let's say, make the game screen larger and slow it down a little. Right. Also, this wouldn't be so bad starting out so fast like this if there was like a start screen where you had to push a button to start. As of right now, immediately when it loads, the game starts and it's like impossible to play it. Let's go ahead and refresh. That's better. Maybe a little too slow now, but that's okay. We'll keep it like that because the point is it is supposed to be easy to start with. And kind of deceptively so. And you're like, hey, I could just do this forever. Like I'll be able to get a high score here. And then before you know it, it becomes unwieldy, right? So for those who don't know, right, Snake is a game where you control this snake. It needs to eat the apple on the screen. It can't hit the borders of the screen, and it cannot collide with itself, otherwise you die, right? And with a setup like this, it seems like, oh, that's not that hard. But pretty soon the snake becomes so large that it becomes very difficult to not eat yourself, right? But anyways, that's good. Keep. I'm going to say implement 5 improvements of your choosing. Let's see what it chooses to do to improve this game. As a side note, while it's doing this, I've gotten some feedback that I really appreciate. Some people have expressed maybe concern, right, about having AI write a program for you and then deploying that into the real world, right? That's not really the point of any of the videos really that I'm making. Most of this is just to either in the case of these 100 days of coding videos, just show how useful it can be to get something small up and running really quick, right? That's not to imply that I can then go ahead and try and sell this or something like that, right? It's just you can get an MVP or POC, right? a minimum viable product or proof of concept together, quick and dirty, and that's that, right? When it comes to building something that's more complex with a bigger architecture, I would still recommend using tools like this to help you out with certain things, even some of the general like scaffolding, right, organization of your project. But as the project becomes more complex and as it becomes something that maybe you want many users to be able to use, you got to be much more mindful of what the AI is actually doing, be much more thorough in terms of what you're asking it to do, adding things like logging, error handling, unit tests. All of these things are very important to make sure you have in place for anything that's large and needs some sort of robustness to it. But it looks like our improvements here are ready. Let's go ahead and refresh. Okay, so the screen's a little bit nicer looking. I didn't even read what it said it did. But, you know, it's got this grid thing going on, which I like. It's got a high score at the bottom right. I don't remember if I had that before. I'm going to go ahead and let myself die. I'm going to read what it did. Grid background for better clarity. Prevented snake from reversing direction into itself. That's good. Food never spawns on the snake. So before, I guess it could have done that. Add game over message and restart option, which we just saw happen. Tracked and displayed a high score. Yep, cool. Excellent. Let's, you know what? So in the Visual Studio Code GitHub Copilot, one of the things I realized you can do in the last video I made is you can push the up arrow when you're in the chat box there, and it brings up your last prompt that you gave. I'm going to go ahead and just tell it to implement 5 more improvements of its choosing. Let's see what it goes with. While it's doing that, talk a bit more about some feedback I've gotten. One person suggested making sure basically that the coding agent keeps track of the errors that it's fixed, stuff like that, so it has some sort of a context that it builds itself over time. A context for a coding agent is what it sounds like. It's things that it can keep in mind while it moves forward, right, about your specific project. And you can refine that context over time. Some of our context here might be the fact that we're using HTML, JavaScript, CSS, and so on. Context could be extremely detailed and broad and deep. So 5 new implementations, got a pause, that's good. Animated food, the food now pulses. Gradient snake, that should be pretty. Sound effects, improved direction logic. So let's see. Okay, nice. All right, I kind of like it. It's a little bit kind of janky looking when the food moves, but that's okay. We're not going to get too focused. Let's go ahead and test the pause functionality. Yep, that worked. It'd be nice if there was a pause screen as well, but I think that's good enough for this one. So again, this was day 11 of 100 Days VibeCoding Games. Today we made a snake clone and in JavaScript, HTML, CSS, but it's all built into this one HTML file. Again, with larger projects, that wouldn't be ideal. You'd have things kind of modularized and split out, but this is just something small and simple to get up and running. I hope you like this video. If you do, go ahead and like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out some of the other videos in the series and some other series that I'm making. And until next time, happy coding.